Going into this game off the back of the win in the Champions League, again, Calafiori went down injured. What's your general feeling for this game?
Well, you're jumping up and down about injuries, aren't you?
Well, no, it says it on the sheet,
like
Saka, Calafiori, and Tim for doubts.
The way we've glee, you know what I mean? Talking about all these players
I
that are out.
don't do that. Don't try that, bro.
Well, don't worry, man. You know what I mean? Listen, like you just reminded everybody and yourself, last 4 times we played, you haven't beaten us, right? So...
Well, we did in the FA Cup.
I'm talking about Premier League we're talking about. It's a Premier League game this weekend. It's not the FA Cup.
Yeah,
right? And I'm saying that, you know, the way I've been hearing us getting written off, I've been quite... Like he has. The way he's been talking.
No, I don't know about that.
I'm telling you, that's a tough game. It's a very even game, even with the injuries.
It is.
You come into the Emirates. You know, we haven't lost there this season either. We're unbeaten at the Emirates. You said you've got an unbeaten record away from home. Right, and
somebody's always got to go.
Somebody's got to go. Well,
as they say in boxing.
Could be a red card.
It could be a red card, please. God, no more red cards. No. Right, we've got to keep 11 on the pitch against Liverpool, or we will be a defeat.
When we play Arsenal, card turn red.
Listen, it's going to be, you know, all jokes aside, those injuries. Who comes back could be very significant. If Timber's back, then I reckon he'll slot into where Saliba was playing, and he's done very well there. You know what I mean, start of the season, he
has been very good.
He plays there for Holland. It's not a position that's, you know, he was centre back at Ajax. So if he's back, we don't know. We don't know what's happened with Calafiori. Is he out for the game? He certainly looked like not great the way he went over in his ankle.
It looked like a nasty one. That.
Yep. So he could be out. And of course the Saka one. I get the, you know, Lee was saying downstairs that he feels Saka will be back for this game. I think it's very important that he is back because we are missing a lot of key players at the moment. The Odegaard one, especially over there, I didn't think we was missing Odegaard as much up until the international break. But since, you can see against the last couple of games, we've missed his energy, the way he leads the press, the way he brings the energy to everything. So, you know, and he'll be a big miss for the game. But we were missing players last year when we played you. And we didn't. So I still feel it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a close game, but I still think we can win it.
Yeah, Matisse, what's your view on this one from the neutral perspective?
It depends on who's playing for Arsenal.
Are you neutral for this?
No, I'm not neutral.
He's
of course
not
I'm
neutral.
not. No, I do want Liverpool to win this game.
Not one bit.
Nice.
But I think it depends on who's fit for Arsenal. If Saka's playing, then I do give Arsenal a lot more of a chance. If he's not playing, I think Liverpool are going to win this game because the way your defence is set up and laid out, and we saw it last week when we played you, Konate, Van Dijk, very dominant, didn't really give us loads of chances. Arsenal are not free-flowing, creating loads of chances. I do feel like Liverpool will just edge it, especially when, you look at the 2 forward lines. Sterling's not really had a big impact. Martinelli not really in form still. So
no, Martinelli's been playing all right. He's I mean, all right, he won't get the goals.
Not to the level of not the level of Martinelli that you need to have confidence going into this game. Do you know what I mean?
He's been playing all right, man. Just before the international break, scored a couple of goals. The other night, all right,
one goal?
He won't get that goal.
One goal?
Was it 1 or 2?
I think it was 1.
2.
Was it
2?
The other night.
I said the other night he won't get that goal, but it was him who had the shot. I mean, he was our best player on against Shakhtar. So he's not, he's not doing too badly.
But they're not doing too badly. They got people that are hitting serious form, like Salah, Gakpo's playing well, Diaz is playing well. Jota, if he's fit, always scores against Arsenal. You guys got a lot of forwards that are like, maybe, potentially, but not really sure. Their guys are on it.
Okay.
It's true. It's true.
He doesn't like to hear it, does he?
No. Listen, it's cool, bro. It's cool.
Martinelli missed that big chance in that game last week, which you needed him to put in.
Yeah, all right.
You know?
As they say in Jamaica, all right. Right? Because this is similar to last year.
Is it similar to last year?
Similar to last year. I think we lost to West Ham.
What?
We lost. Was it West Ham? We lost the game before we faced you guys. You've beaten us 2-0 in the FA Cup. You know what I mean? We weren't very fluent and stuff like that. And then when you came, you got smoked.
Ooh.
Right, so don't underestimate.
There we go.
You're underestimating.
We got him.
We got him.
Yeah.
We got him. By the way, there's no flex
you ain't
today.
Got no one. You're underestimating Arsenal. I can see it in his face. I can see it
You
in
are.
his
Don't-
face.
don't get cocky, 'cause
He's
you do
ultra
this.
cocky and confident.
Now do it, man. Fuck
Right,
it.
do it, man. Do it. Back your side. Back your
You're
side.
top of the league. Like Liverpool are top of the league. You need to have a bit more.
Back your
I don't
side.
know where your chest
He'll
is.
have chest after this.
Top
if
of the
they
league,
go to
bro.
the Emirates and they get results,
Just-
they'll have
You lot are top of the
Understand
league.
this, right? If we go to the Emirates on Sunday and win, then you're going to see more chest than Katie Price, right? But if we don't,
That's a lot of chest.
then
right.
obviously I'm going to have to reel it in a bit and understand the tough period that we're in. We've got a lot of big games coming up. Take each. If you offered me a draw
no
now,
Saliba?
I'd still take it.
What? No Saliba as well.
No,
Who's playing
Saliba,
centre back
no
next to Gabriel? Do
Odegaard,
you think?
potentially no Saka.
I think maybe
You take a
Timber if
draw?
he's fit. If
If
not,
he's fit,
if not,
Still, it's still tough to win there.
That's,
with those
not
that's
fit.
where
players
I
there.
need you to have
I know,
some
it's
chest.
a problem.
who's gonna play
You
centre
don't
back?
need
Hold on,
me
wait a
to
sec.
do nothing.
No, I do. I do. I
us
need your
to
team
win,
to win.
mate.
I need your team to win.
for
this.
me.
But I need you, who always has a lot of chest, and you know we know what you're like. So let's say you go there. There's no Saliba. There's
Right.
no Odegaard, and let's say that there is no Saka. You have to
there's
say.
Tim-
if I-
Timber's a
no,
doubt. Calafiori's
But there's
out.
massive
You've got
pressure on
to
them
win
to
that.
turn up. On
No, I-
paper,
same
on
on
paper,
you.
we should, deal with that.
And-
if
and
there's
Arsenal
so many
be conceding
injuries,
goals at home as well.
But football doesn't work like that.
Arsenal
I know
been
it doesn't work like
Arsenal
that.
been
Doesn't work
conceding
like that.
goals
Still
as
need
well
your chest.
at home.
Oh, yeah.
he's
Couple
really
goals.
good.
Leicester, Southampton.
Southampton.
Yeah, Liverpool are favourites. Liverpool are
Defo,
favourites.
clear
See,
favourite.
see, I
sorry.
wouldn't say.
Clear.
Liverpool are favourites.
I'd still edge
no,
it to-
not clear.
I
Like I'm
don't
not
know.
trying to be
I actually
disrespectful,
don't know.
but you ain't got any injuries, right?
No, we do. Alisson's not there. But
Okay.
we've got the best
You've been
number
hyping
two
on
in the
Kelleher
world.
anyway,
yeah,
so it's
no,
fine.
that's my brother.
Yeah.
Then obviously Jota, he's got a bruised rib after tossing fell on him. Disgrace.
Think
Should have
he'll
got sent off.
He'll be all right.
Well, he always turns up against Arsenal, doesn't he? And then Harvey Elliott's still out injured.
Let's move on. He doesn't.
Yeah,
but
let's-
that's it.
We don't need to
But
go.
that's it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
you know.
Bacic injured.
I'm not writing you off.
Plays for
I'm not writing you off.
Salzburg, mate.
And I feel like
Not my
it's
problem
totally
anymore.
different. If Saka's not playing, then I think it's Liverpool. Liverpool that is theirs. But if Saka does play, then I think that does give a little bit extra.
Saka's the big difference. He's the chance creator. He's the goal scorer.
It's
in
the
that
biggest
front
game of
line.
the
Yes.
season
He's
so
the
far.
guy.
In the Premier League, this is the biggest game of the season so far that's happened.
I think it'll be.
City. Remember, we've had a lot of big games this season.
I think
We
that
went away to Man City. That was
Yeah,
a big game.
I
We had to
think-
go away
Did
to
you win?
Villa. That was a big game.
I think City.
I think
City
I'm-
had to go away
Arsenal
to
is a bigger
Tottenham.
game.
Yes.
That was a big. Listen, we've played a lot of big games this season, and when those big games have come, we stood up.
But also,
Every game's a big game, Rob.
Some of
Bournemouth
those games
was a
came,
big game.
Some of those games came
You
really
were sat
early.
down for that
As
one.
you just said, there's some games are bigger than others, right? Because you said these are the
Every
biggest
game's
games.
a
of
big
the
game.
season.
I think the relevance of this is bigger because it's now a little bit further in. We're nearly 10 games in, so you can see kind of where everything's going. I think when we played each other, it was like fourth game in. When you played City, that was what was that? Third game, fifth game in. You know, a lot of them were quite early, so you can't really get a gauge of necessarily how things are going. But this is a little bit more like crunchy time.
I just
Crunchy.
feel like I'm going to see Liverpool surprisingly have a bit more possession than Arsenal. Their midfield's quite flat, so they're going to be quite reliant on their front three for goals or set pieces. But even Saliba missing, I don't know who's coming in. You said Timber might be fit, might not.
I heard
Yeah.
Rice
Will it be
might
Ben
play
White?
centre
I
back.
don't.
Rice could play there. That's an
Boy,
option that you could play
then
Rice there.
you lost something in midfield now.
Yeah, so
What are you going to do?
one of the things we were talking about, it could be the possibility of Rice dropping in there. He has actually played there
Yeah,
before
academy,
for West
yeah.
Ham, right?
And
was it in
academy
the academy?
level. In academy
Well, yeah.
level as well.
Yeah. Right, but he has actually
Big him
played
up.
there. But you could then say have a midfield of Partey. He's been playing. He's been very, very good recently. Marino and Trossard. So you could go with that. So that you could go with that
Who's the most
Right.
informed player right now for both teams?
for both teams.
Yeah.
What one on each team?
Yeah.
Or?
Have you got any?
I'd say our most informed player was Saka up until he got injured.
No,
I
but-
mean, because he was on form. So if he plays, he's been the most informed player for Arsenal. And as I said, the form was coming back for Martinelli just before the international break.
So ours is Gravenberch, probably.
Okay.
I'll take that.
Partey as well, by the way. Yeah, I should
you're
mention
not-
Partey because
not
I've been
Partey.
very impressed with him over, say, the past 3-4 games. He's looked back to his best.
He's not gonna put him right back,
He's
is
looking really sharp. No.
Again.
Can't put him at right
No,
back.
he might
man.
do though.
If he puts him
might
at
do.
right
Can't
back,
put him
his
up.
game's
You know
over.
what? The other night in that game, that Shakhtar
Luis
game, in
Diaz.
midfield, he was
Okay,
brilliant.
man.
We were in total control of that game. And then when he took off Ben White and he put Partey at right back, man, I was like, oh my God, he's getting cooked. Because not a right back. So I don't expect to. The
speak.
taking Ben White off was a precaution. So Ben White come off because he got a yellow card and he's just, it was totally. He said it was totally tactical. He just took him off. Didn't want him to, risk getting a red card. So expect Ben White to be starting. So that's
left back?
Partey won't be in there.
Because I'm hearing Zinchenko could be set to face his toughest opponent. He said against Liverpool in the Community Shield.
Finished.
At half time, he went to the dressing room and said to Mikel, who was at Man City at the time, he said, "What do I need to do?" There was like 5 balls like this in a row. He didn't know how to deal with Mo Salah. And you saw the goal at Anfield last season. Zinchenko cooked him. Yeah. But Salah cooked Zinchenko.
Yeah, I think Zinchenko played at home though, innit? When we beat you 3-1.
I'm not sure about that.
You don't want Zinchenko going up against Salah. I'm telling you that.
You don't. Listen, again, up against Salah, really, you need Timber in there, or
is he going to be centre back?
But I don't think he may not be fit. Listen,
you need Timber at centre back.
At the end of the day,
where's Tomiyasu?
At the end of the day, we got to deal with it. Listen, we went to
11:59.
Listen, we've been to City with injuries. We've been to Tottenham with injuries. Right? We'll deal with it. We've actually probably out of all the top sides so far this season had the most injuries, and we ain't really moaned about it. We've got on with it.
You have not moaned about it.
When have you heard us moaning about it? We went
You're
to City.
moaning about it now.
I'm not moaning. I'm just.
Elliot on the right.
Did you hear me moan about the injuries?
Exactly. But we had 11 first-team injuries.
When did you hear me moan about injuries? I didn't moan about it. You asked me. You named out.
Fans love talking about injuries.
Wait, no. You named out the injured players, not me.
It's on the sheet.
You named them out, and then you asked me about it, and I gave you a reply to it. What are you talking about?
Sounds like Arsenal season might be falling apart.
No, we ain't falling apart.
Listen, what I've heard.
Because if you lose this game, you might. How many points behind?
We're above you.
Hey, listen, I'm not the yard.
Don't worry about the season falling apart.
Hey, listen.
It's the same thing last year. If you lose,
we really mud brothers now.
Remember last year? Let me just give you it right. Last year, people were saying before that game, right? Oh, if you lose to Liverpool, you're going to be 8 points behind. What happened? We didn't lose, right? It's early in the season as well. Liverpool were atop that time, flying. Where did they end up? Right? You don't worry about our injuries. You don't worry about us moaning. You worry about yourself.
Right, okay, fair enough. You seem a little bit rattled.
You've got to come to the bridge a couple of weeks if you're 8 points behind.
I want to just ask you about the way that you set up, right? Because obviously there's been questions about maybe you've been a bit too defensively in previous weeks. Maybe he's been a bit cautious. So this week, if you were to set up in the same way, I know that there might be a different personnel because of the injuries, if they are still there. If he sets up in the same way, quite defensive, are you fine with that?
It's been working for us so far this season. The problem we've been having is going down to 10 men.
Okay. But
so the problem that what you're talking about setup, where some people were having a go at Mikel Arteta, the game against Bournemouth was he went a bit too defensive. Could have went for it a bit more, but we were down to 10 men. That has to be taken into consideration. But let's not forget we lost 1 game in 6 months. We were unbeaten.
Robbie, 3 of them months was pre-season.
Hold on.
Let's not try this.
Hold on.
Once one comes,
we were unbeaten.
Dominoes.
Buses come at once.
We were unbeaten up until that game, right? Everyone all of a sudden is just thinking like Arsenal, some poor side or something like that, lose every week.
No, we never said that.
We never said that.
Relax yourself, you especially.
Relax.
You just seem very rattled. You seem very.
I saw Paul Merson on Sky this morning.
I'm not thinking, but you, the way you're carrying on, you're getting a.
Mate, I'm very.
You lost to Nottingham Forest at home.
Who's the referee for this game?
You need to
Who's the referee for this game?
Relax and decent. Who do you think?
Is it Anthony Taylor?
Man.
It's the egg. The egg is back.
Yes.
Is he